the last time that you were here, you did Hospice Trap House.
Yeah.
I fucking forgot to plug that in and turn it on.
Oh, shit.
So I had to use the camera's audio instead.
Oh, okay.
And it was just a bum rush of entirety. Oh, yeah, there's my brother right there. Luke, Ryan, Luke. Yeah, we look identical.
Yeah.
We sound identical, too. Wait, let's do our Hank Hill impression at the same time. You ready? 3, 2... You want to do? Whoa!
Don't put him on the spot.
No, of course not. Well, dude, it's what is this? As of this recording, it is Ash Wednesday. Is that the?
Yeah.
That's I don't know. I'm a heathen. I don't know if it's. So it's Ash Wednesday. Jesus. So is that when Jesus died, or is that the Last Supper?
Ash Wednesday was no. Was that the day he died?
It's Good Friday. Friday is when he died. Sunday
is when he returned.
Sunday is the resurrection, right?
The 3 days resurrection.
So what's Ash Wednesday then?
Ash Wednesday, I think it's like the burning of his. I think it's like right before the Last Supper and the burning of the sins.
Oh shit!
And because I should know better.
I should know better too.
Because I don't remember any of this stuff. I went to Sunday school and all that crap. So, but I wasn't paying attention. I didn't enjoy. Going to that.
Right,
so
right.
I challenged my teacher.
You did?
Yeah.
Mine did too. I went to Catholic school for like a minute, like not for very long, and I'm left-handed, and they tried to
really?
They tried to fucking get it out of me, and my mom's like, no, I'm sick of this shit, you're abusing my child. Wayne Gretzky's left-handed, so fuck you.
I'm
you know.
left-handed too.
You are? Oh, no way. Oh, that's right, because every time I see you writing something down,
I write with my left.
You do your left, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta stick together, man.
But then
There's not a lot of us.
I punch with my right, I carry with my right, I do most of my cut with my right.
Really?
Yeah, but the only thing I do is I write with my left.
Everything's with my left.
I cut with my left too.
I cut with my left.
But everything else I do with my right. Mm-hmm. Kind of weird.
And you did because this was the deli job, right? When you're cutting up like
I mean, even at the kitchen right now where I'm working at, I still use my right to cut.
You still prep?
Yeah, because if I'm flipping anything on the grill, I don't use my left. I use my right. Mm-hmm. So I don't use my left for anything really besides grabbing something or if I season something.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. Most people I know they flip or grab with their right and they season with their their
you
left.
can you can do both. You're like ambidextrous. You know you can do.
Right. They season with their left or flip with their left and then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I'm no Benihana guy that just does it all.
That does it all with both hands and shit.
Too much anxiety for me.
Yeah, dude. When I was a line cook, I was on the right side of the line.
Yeah.
And I'm left-handed, and everybody else is on the left of me, and I keep elbowing people. And shit, it's like really tight. We're trying to prepare things and get things ready and all that. And I'm just nudging everyone, and he's like, "Dude, use your other fucking hand." I'm like, "No, I can't. I don't know how. I'm not good at it.
I need to use my right, and I season with my left." So
I don't get what's so bad about it though. Like, why is this the bad hand to use? Like, why was that such like a thing?
Because the majority uses their right to.
Just because it's the majority doesn't mean it means that we're bad. That not a lot of people.
Evil people.
But I don't understand. Like, okay, I get your point because, like, in recent years, like 5 of the last 8 presidents have been left-handed, and you know, America's like a mob boss country. It seems like, you know, and like there's evil shit going on, and there's evil shit in Hollywood.
Always has.
A lot of creatives are left-handed. A lot of people in the arts
because we're the good people.
Yeah,
the evil of the Hollywood and the elite are all right-handed people. I guess.
Yeah, you think so?
I don't know.
Because I think I read a thing a long time ago that left-handedness doubles in athletics and creative arts.
Really?
Yeah, that's just what I read, and that we live longer, or we're
interesting.
We have like a different way of looking at things. Like,
interesting.
We live in a world where we have to constantly adjust.
Yeah.
Like the ringed notebook. I fucking hate that shit. Or when you write anything in pencil, you get like the fucking thing on your hand.
You get your hand, yeah. I still get that when I label stuff at work. Mm-hmm. You know, get to label every little thing you make,
right?
Because the health department, which is hilarious because other health departments in this country don't give a shit.
They don't.
But it's the LA health department. I have stories about the health department in Los Angeles.
Oh, sure.
That shows me like how corrupt and how dirty it really is. And when I first moved here, I became the general manager of a restaurant in Glendale, and my first week there as GM, the health department showed up.
Oh God!
And we're going through the walkthrough. The place was already a mess, and I was going into this place that was already a wreck, and I was trying to fix it. And she took me into the pasta cooker, and it was like this big pasta well that boils the pasta. You know, if you want to a bowl of pasta. It
Yeah.
cooks the water stays hot and boiling throughout the day.
Yeah.
And you just dunk in.
You just dunk it in there, yeah.
This is the people that don't know what this is.
Uh-huh.
You and I know, but they don't know. And the control panel, she popped off the panel, and roaches just like scattered everywhere.
Ew.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That was my reaction. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Jesus.
And then she was like, she just smiled at me and she's like, yep. And she just marked it off. I'm like, fuck. And we went through everything else. There were some things that we can fix overnight that it was an easy fix. That was a bigger fix that we had to deal with. And she was going through everything and she was like, well, Ryan, I'm going to give you guys a B. I'll give you guys an A if you hire my nephew.
Oh, the fucking nepotism. Oh my God, that's the worst.
I was like, what?
I'll give you an A if you hire my nephew? Oh my God.
But basically, like, still fix it. But hire my nephew and we'll act like it never happened. You know what I mean?
That's so stupid.
And I was like, you know what? Like, it happened.
Let me just slide you a 20 then.
Yeah, it's like, can I just fix it? Give me 2 weeks and we're going to bomb the whole place and we'll fix it. And I'll earn my A. I don't want to fucking hire anyone to get my A.
I mean, I see places with a B rating sometimes and go like, okay, what is wrong with it?
No, it's the littlest thing sometimes.
Yeah, if it's an 89 or...
They'll never give you 100.
Yeah.
They'll never give you 100%. Because if you get a 99, then that means that they'll point out something on the gasket. It's like, oh, there's a little bit of food residue on your gasket.
Yeah.
To your fridge. So I gotta mark you on that. Or
like,
there's a little dust on the shelf.
Oh, there's fingerprints on the fucking walk-in door handle of the kitchen.
We're gonna
just
mark
the
you
littlest
on that.
fucking thing.
If it's 89, it's like if it got to B, it's basically because if you have roaches or rats, you're closed.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. You're done for a month. They will give you a month of cleanup and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
But if you got a B, it's because they found mold somewhere. It's like little things that are not like it's something that it happens in your own house that you have no control of.
Right.
That's pending on the agent that will just fucking give you that grade. And some of them will let it slide.
Right.
It's all pending. But the B's are always about like it's about mold or just something with trash or something that it's an easy fix. And then if you're closed because you have fucking rats or roaches somewhere, or they found rat shit. Rat shit shuts you down.
Have you seen a C rating before?
Yes,
I've seen one.
I've seen them in the valley.
That makes me think how are they still opening? Because like you said, if it's rats or stuff, it's shut down.
It's
but
shut down,
if it's a fucking C,
the C means that they are fucking up left and right.
The cook's not using gloves.
Not gloves.
They're not cleaning shit.
They found a Band-Aid in the food or something like that. But B's are close as A's.
Yeah.
It's okay. People get kind of grossed out by a B, but it's like, it's okay. Like, it's not bad. It's this one little thing that they forgot to clean up. And so you move on. I mean, a lot of the dive bars that we do shows in are all B's, I gotta say. Not all C's, but a lot of them are B's.
Yeah, some places they don't sell food, so they're like, oh, we'll just bring food.
We'll bring food, yeah.
Like, can you? Like,
are you allowed to? No, but here's another thing. The health department never shows up after 5 p.m.
Okay.
They don't, because they want to go home. They don't want to be out.
That's a good trade secret. I like that.
Which is interesting, because I think the health department will get you with your pants down after 5 p.m.
Right,
That's the best time to actually make sure your team is par.
Show up at 6.
But even the ABC, when they check IDs and making sure that the bartenders are serving people that are over the age, they always come during the day. They never come at night.
Because that's when most of that shit goes down.
All that shit goes down at night. And I believe that's where they will make their money and give these bars fines is at night. But they don't do that.
Well, what bar is open at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
A lot.
A lot of them?
A lot of them, yeah. Most dive bars are open at 2. And there's a few in this area that are open up at 6 in the morning.
I've been to the Springbok before where they would have like a rugby match.
They have rugby and all that kind of shit. But the Foxfire down the street, they open at 6 in the morning.
Oh God! Who goes to a bar at 6?
The crew, not cast and crew, but the blue collar people. They come to bars at 6 in the morning because they're just clocking off from their graveyard shift, and so that's technically their 5 p.m. drink right there.
Oh God!
So they have their drink before they go home. It sounds exhausting, but I kind of get it at the same time. And then there's the Copper Bucket in Reseda, which they open up at 6 in the morning as well.
Oh my
so
God.
there's some bars that like, but then who the fuck is going to be underage at 6 a.m?
Nobody.
So
They're
nobody.
sleeping.
No.
They're waking up and going to school.
No, they're trying to sneak into the bars around 8 to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And trying to get that drink.
Right.
And that's where ABC should be there. They shouldn't be there at fucking 2
So if
p.m.
a bar, okay, so I have an idea that I want to pitch to you, and it's not a good idea at all. But since you mentioned a bar being open at 6 a.m., I was thinking of a themed mic, a themed open mic that starts at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning or whatever, and have it be like no makeup. You like I just woke up like this, Mike. Just have your hair messy, show up in your pajamas,
That sounds
like
amazing.
barely have any coffee. So
I would produce that.
you would do that?
Yeah, I'll do it with you on a
You do a 6 in the morning
on a Wednesday because I had Wednesdays off like today, and it'd be like a Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. We can talk to Foxfire about doing it. Like,
Yeah.
hey, it's just a hour and a half, 2 hour mic. I know your clientele maybe is very little to none here.
Yeah.
We're gonna book like 10 comics.
Yeah,
and they're
have
just,
it be slotted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, they'll stumble in. Yes, they have to buy a drink.
Yeah.
They have to. If they want coffee, they can have coffee.
Coffee's perfect. That's perfect.
But if they want a beer at 6 in the morning, they're more than welcome to have a beer.
No,
at 6 in
yeah,
the morning.
or call it hair of the dog, Mike, or something. Yeah, call it hair of the dog, Mike. Just like fruffle up your hair and like wear your shitty fucking clothes, pajamas, sandals, or whatever the
Or
fuck.
like wearing their tank tops, like
Yeah, just like oh god, I just that like, and you're going off of like either fumes, like because maybe you were doing mics all night until like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Stop at the Norms, get some food in your system.
Oh my god.
Right, adjust things.
That's kind of like a Vegas style mic that doesn't Vegas doesn't have a mic at 6 in the morning. They have mics that go till 5 in the morning.
Oh god.
But they don't have one that starts like first thing in the morning.
So for like the soldiers that do like Midnight Madness at Third Wheel, that goes till 2 a.m. Or Corbin Bowl goes till midnight, or Liquid Zoo will go till 2 a.m.
Even the Good Night is over always before karaoke starts. Karaoke's their moneymaker there, right? So comedy ends at like 9 o'clock, right? And then karaoke takes it away.
Yep, I did my show there this past weekend, and there were more and more people towards the end of the show. So that's more audience for the open mic portion post show, and so there's just more people that can just be seen. Oh, they didn't buy a ticket. Who cares? I'm not being a stickler at the door or whatever.
Yeah.
And I have like the tip jar and all that, and all these people were fucking here, and they didn't even know there was a show going on.
Well, it's growing, but they were coming for karaoke. Obviously.
Yeah.
But still, you're carrying it into karaoke, which works perfectly, and that's what I've. Was doing with Oaks Tavern when I was working with them, and when the show towards the last half hour, it's just like the room's packed. Even though they're not for us, they're
not for us.
comedy.
Yeah,
they're there for karaoke, but you get this fresh group of people to entertain, and they're sometimes they're sitting there watching because they understand like karaoke's gonna start soon, so
right?
We're here, we're ready. Let's just watch the show.
Yeah, and we'll watch like these last 4 comics fucking bomb or
Oh,
whatever.
Yeah.
I had my friend Darren Davis close it out, and I didn't even light him. I just let him go until it was time to start karaoke,
That's
and
hilarious.
He's destroying, and he lives right by there, and he's just fucking killing it. And the set of the night though was Wendy. Wendy got it. She came through, and she's going to be on my next show.
Nice.
And she works hard. I know she's been doing this shit forever.
She's a hustler.
Yeah, she works really hard, and I didn't even know that she knew about my show, and she just popped in, and I'm like, yeah.
No, your show is gaining traction. So
I love that I am losing less money now.
Good.
I'm losing less money.
Good. Well, the goal is with comedy is like not go out of pocket what you're doing pretty much.
Yeah.
Like unfortunately, like this weekend, I was supposed to do a few shows in San Diego, and I had to cut it down to 1 show because I just personally can't afford it.
Was it Aztec or?
No, Aztec actually is happening next week.
Next week,
and
okay.
I can't do that because Corbin put my rock and comedy show the same weekend again with Aztec.
Oh, God.
So I saved more money staying here to take care of rock and comedy because I live literally in the shadows of the bowling alley. And then I have Aztec taken care of. I now have Aztec in good hands down there, but like I've been trying to make sure my shows don't, get double booked.
Right.
It got double booked again.
Oh, good God.
But that was a mistake by Corbin because this month has been kind of weird because the first landed on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking that I was like, oh, so the 9th is rock and comedy, and they're thinking the 15th was the second Saturday, so it's kind of it's silly stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I have Aztec on the 15th with rock and comedy, but I have it in good hands down there. And then on the 7th and 8th, this tomorrow and Friday, I was booked for a bunch of shows in San Diego, but I'm not able to afford to take 2 days away from my day job right now to do these gigs. So I had to pull one out, and one of the days, which is Thursday, and then I'm going to go down on Friday.
Nice.
So I had to,
you've got extra hands on deck, right? You get a little help, don't you?
I get a little help.
Yeah.
Aztec, I have Lauren Resnick. She runs it down in San Diego for me. She's a San Diego comic. That she's pretty much been on the second show. After the second show, I asked her, hey, do you want to help me co-produce this show? Because I really don't know the San Diego scene that well anymore. And you have a better grip on who's good, who's not, who's flaky, who's not flaky, who can you trust.
Yeah, I'm learning that too.
So yeah, with the San Diego scene, when you're far and away from, you're producing a show in a different city, and you're trying to book people in that community, and then they're flaky on you. It's kind of a shitty feeling. So she kind of has that grip. So we book 3 comics from San Diego and 3 comics from LA or Orange County, and we kind of merge the two. And to me it's a fun little networking show.
Yeah, of course.
So in Vista, like it's not even in downtown. It's like it's in North San Diego.
Yeah,
and it's my goal is to make sure it's like every comic like meets someone new.
Right.
So
I love that.
It's a fresh show.
I love that. I like booking people that I don't know sometimes per se, or I don't like. I know they're good, and it's definitely hard to gauge whether or not someone's good at open mics.
Yeah.
So I would think of I would go to a friend that I trust and go like, hey, I want to book 2 comics for my next show that I haven't met before.
Yeah.
Like, can you do me a favor and like just help me like scout whoever, like a guy, girl, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I want to, book people I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Or I asked someone to be on a show and they're like, oh, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I have a conflict with another show.
Yeah.
But here's 2 or 3 people that I could recommend that you can ask to get on the show. And I'm like, oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great because then I can, I can network and meet other kinds of people and all that.
Yeah.
And I'm learning like the currencies, the handshakes, and all that. That's definitely a challenge. Like, dude, Skakel flaked on me.
I know.
And like it sucks, and it's nothing. No bad blood, no beef or whatever the fuck. And he said like, oh, I'll do the next one. I'm like, okay. I got Mike Muratori headlining the next one.
Yeah.
And I'll give him a guest spot because it just kind of sucks to like have him on the poster and then have him not show up.
Yeah,
and then it's like, oh, do people go to like people wanted to see him?
Yeah,
at the good night.
People came out to see him.
There was a few who were just like, oh, dude, you booked Skakel. Holy shit, how did you? And I'm like, I knew him before he blew up. So like we've known each other before.
Yeah,
but it's just so hard because like it was fucking WrestleMania. I should have known better.
Dude, everyone was there.
Everybody was there. Yeah. It was a lot, and he's like taking pictures. I'm like on his Instagram, and it's like him over there. I'm like, "You gonna be at the?" I booked you, right? He goes like, "Oh, I thought it was at 9." I'm like, it's 6:30. I gave you the poster weeks ago. What is like?
Jeez.
Come on. He said it's like, "Oh, it's my fault. I'm an asshole. It's 100% on me. I'll do it for free next time." I'm like, "Okay, all right."
Most of the times, like, I'm doing a bunch of gigs with Sean this weekend. Sean Weiss,
yeah,
and I booked him at the Aztec. He came to the Aztec the first time around, and we packed out the room, and he had such a wonderful time. Had a great set. We had a great lineup, and then they wanted him to come back. And I asked Sean, like, want to come back like a few months later and get you back in the rotation? And he was like, yeah. And I was talking to him and kind of going back and forth for the week, and he was excited for the show. And then when the day came, I was flustered with work. And I worked literally like an 8-hour shift, and then I had to drive across the valley and pick up Adam Furberg, and we're going down San Diego together. So I picked him up, and we're going down. He's like, have you heard from Sean? I'm like, no, I've been talking to him throughout the week, and he's excited for the show and whatnot. I don't bug comics. I'm no one's babysitter.
Right.
I kind of just have trust in everybody if they'll show up or not. And he didn't get back to me at all. And I was like, oh, shit. And like I was like, well, maybe he's busy, whatever. But he's going to make it down. We get down to Aztec, and then he messages me. He's like, hey, can you give me a call? I'm like, oh, shit. And then I gave him a call. We talked, and he actually personally went through a lot of shit the last few days.
Yeah.
And he was he had to check into the hospital. Nothing bad.
Okay.
But just like health reasons.
Right. That's very important. Yeah.
And he was taking care of himself. But he's an adult as much as we are. And I'm the same way where I'm in pain. I don't tell people that I'm in pain.
You're a man.
When I had cancer, I was sick as a fucking dog for maybe a year before I was even diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even act like I was sick. I still went to work. I still went to mics. I still did the shows. I was losing weight. I looked like shit, but I wasn't telling you when I was in pain.
Right.
For him, he was going through some health issues, and he was in a lot of pain, and he didn't want to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt like he could still do the show.
Yeah.
And then he, on Thursday night going into Friday going into Saturday, he just wanted to take a little nap, and that nap turned into like a whole day of rest, and he pretty much overslept.
Yeah,
overslept to the point of his departure to leave down to San Diego to missing the gig.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely no hard feelings for that. And dude, I get it.
It happens. Well, I mean, you've got kids and you do these shows, and burnout is real.
Burnout's beyond real.
Yeah.
So
I get burnout. I don't even have kids. I don't know how you do it. How do you do it?
Well, today's my day off. So
yeah.
I rested. I slept in till like 8 o'clock.
So
and that was
till 8.
Huge. 8 a.m. is a big deal. And even the kids slept. Like no one got up.
It's spring break too, right? Yeah, nobody's getting up early.
Nobody's moving around. And so it was just like today's is kind of like my day to kind of like just rest. And then after this recording, I got to pick up my daughter and I got to take her to her friends. We're gonna go see some unicorn movie in Beverly Hills.
Some unicorn movie?
I don't know what the hell it is. I just had I told her I'm trying to be a good dad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, absolutely, I'll pick up you and your friends and take them down. And I'm like, how the hell are you guys gonna get back? Because I want to go back to the valley after this. It's already a long ass day. But that's kind of like what I'm doing for my day off. I'm not doing any mics. I'm not booked for any shows tonight. So I'm just chilling.
Same.
And then that's basically how I move now, because last night I did a mic in Tarzan at the Maui Sugar Mill, and that was like my night to like, okay, I want to work on some stuff. And then I'm gonna take Wednesday off, and then Thursday I got stuff going on all day, and then I'm gonna help run Corbin at night, and then Friday I work all day, and then I go down to San Diego, and then do a turnaround and come back up and go back to work on Saturday, and then have the night off, and then Sunday work, but then I have the zoo. So basically I have like a structure of, I can't go back to back with comedy nights anymore unless I'm booked for a show. Right. But if I'm physically running a show, I can't do that. It's too much.
It's such a thankless job that you do, man, because you host so many shows, and now I'm at that level where I'm now hosting weekly at Flappers now, and I've got my monthly show. I mean, it's good to get the reps in, but it's harder for me to work on stuff that I want to work on.
Yeah.
Because you have the jokes that you know that work.
Yeah.
But then you get tired of saying them.
Exactly.
Because you want the jokes to take a nap, or you want to tag off of somebody else, something that somebody said, and you have to be on like all the time.
And that's like with me last night, was like I wanted to work on some stuff, and I did, and I played for like 6-7 minutes. The host wanted me to go longer. I didn't want to go longer. I kind of like enjoyed what I did, and that's all I needed to do. That's what I realized too last night, because he was like, "Oh, you could have gone longer." I'm like, but I didn't want to.
You didn't want to.
Well, why do I need to go longer?
Yeah.
Because I already got the crowd where I wanted them, and I felt good. And then I can take that and then walk away with it. And there's always, I was talking about it last night with some of the comics, it's like there's always that comic where it's kind of like, oh, I got a minute left, let me end it with a hit or whatever.
Yeah, let me use a good one. No, dude.
Just fucking, if you're having a great set and you got the light and you have nothing else on the top of your head, like just
cut it off. Give a little back to the room.
You don't need to go your full time.
If anything, give the host 30 seconds. Because I mean, the host might have something to tag off of. I always think I'm always like a time Nazi.
Yeah.
With that, like I always make sure to start on time. And if a comic goes over by 30 seconds or a minute or whatever, I'll just go, okay, let's keep the show going and bring up the next guy. And then there's another comic that'll just cut their time in half.
Yeah.
Some people will just like, oh, you're doing 7 minutes at the zoo, and you're going to bring up this open micer that's been doing it maybe, I don't know, a month. You go away, you go outside for a minute, have a breather, and then you hear in the distance, oh, I'm done, okay, thanks, bye. And it's like 3 minutes, you go, what the fuck? Like, I just brought you up.
What I hate is the comic that is done, and then they walk off stage, and the host is not there. Like me, I'll take a step outside or whatever the case is. I'll use the bathroom, whatever the case. Or I'll just go back to the bar to grab something to drink because I'm having my breather moment. And they're talking for 2 or 3 minutes, and they're done, and they're literally the next second you see them sitting on like sitting down, which I've seen so many times at Liquid Zoo, where I go back inside and like what would happen, and then I just see the guy just sitting in the corner or whatever, like they're done. I'm like, what the fuck? Like there's something about like dead air to me, which I learned in radio.
Yeah,
dead air is the worst thing. And I think it's terrible in radio and it's terrible in live performance.
Well, with this I can trim it.
What's up?
I can always trim dead air.
Oh yeah, well yeah, but
we're live to tape, but I get what you mean.
But
yeah,
with
dead
live performance, as in like watching an open mic to even watching a whole comedy show, when the host is not there, it's not always the host's fault. Sometimes the comic bails, and I always tell the comic like, you know, if you go on the road, you can't bail.
You can't.
Yeah, and I know that
your time.
like you're, you know, like, oh, I had such a good set, I'm done with my time. It's like I understand that, but you can just now riff until the host is back or is ready to get you off stage, because then you hit this dead air and they kind of it ruins the flow of the show.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't like when the flow is ruined. It's kind of like the mic goes in and out.
Right.
You know, it's just like it breaks that kind of fourth wall. That.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's really trial and error. I mean, you do it a lot, and there's people at open mics at all different levels.
Yeah.
People have been doing it for, 40, 50 years,
Yep.
and people have been doing it for 5 minutes.
Yep.
And we're on the same level playing field.
We all are.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yeah, I love it. But there's levels to it. Like, there's open micer, there's MC, producer, feature, and headliner. Like, there's levels to it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just happy to say that, like, holy shit, I don't think I'm an open micer anymore. I still go to open mics,
which you're allowed to.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't like how comics like just the way you said the levels that we graduate from, and how like, oh, you're just an open micer, that's all you are. And it's like, well, no, I mean, like, open micers can also be features.
Yeah.
And they can also host and produce. And you know what? Every fucking open micer is headlined.
Everybody's an open micer.
Everyone's a headliner.
Yeah.
In some way, somehow. Because you can be a headliner. My first year doing comedy, I headlined Fresno. A tea shop or something. It was a terrible show. But I headlined it. And I bombed. I ate a dick, but like I did it.
Yeah.
I called myself a headliner. Because we all lie to a booker saying, "Oh,
Right.
yeah, I can do 15 minutes."
15 minutes is headlining.
Well, that's what we thought. Oh,
That's my favorite.
we can do an hour. Everyone's like lie to a booker saying they can do more time than we can actually do.
Yeah,
So,
I've got 45, but 30 of it's good. Like,
yeah. I mean, I did an hour on my album, and after listening to it, a lot of it is. I stuttered a lot through the whole thing, and I was sick doing the album, but like, it wasn't like a whole hour of comedy.
Yeah.
So people kind of just brag about what they can do and what they can't do until you put them on the spot, I think, and then they show their true colors. So for me, I'll say is I have 20 minutes of really, really good material that I'm very comfortable with, that I can go with the flow with. If you tell me I can do a half hour, I can stretch and make a half hour. I can play with that. If you tell me I can do an hour, I will say I can give you a half hour, I'll figure out the last half hour. I'll be honest. Like, there's people that, I have an hour. Like, no. 20 minutes is a long fucking time on stage.
It is. 10
minutes is a long time on stage.
Yeah, I mean, if you're bombing, it feels like forever.
Don't click. When I bombed the improv, like last summer, I was doing 7 minutes, and that was like the longest 7 minutes. And it was material that I'm comfortable with, and it just nothing was clicking. And it was the audience. I gotta say, the host did a terrible job. So he was not doing his job as a host, I feel like, to bring the crowd in and very engaging. And then I was the first one up after him. So he was kind of like dividing the room, because that's his style, which I don't understand.
How is that? That should never be an option. You can't divide
for a host.
Yeah.
But that's his style, and I'm like, okay. And then I went up and I ate a dick. I had a tough time trying to figure out my material, and that was the night where I mumbled to myself saying, I can do better than this. I said that into the microphone.
You did.
in front of 60 people at the Improv.
Oh, I can do better than this.
And then it's like, what the fuck is wrong with
You guys paid money to see not me, but like your friend, whoever's up here later.
Because there was not a soul to see me that night. And then I went on a rant, because everything kind of clicks to me where it's like, none of this fucking matters at the end. And that's why I was like, okay, remember that, right? None of this matters.
Yeah, well, you're never going to see these people ever again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I just went on a rant saying, you know what, fuck all this. Like, 5 years ago, I fought to stay alive, blah, blah, blah. And still doing this fucking thing. And obviously, you guys don't give a shit. And, I just I went on this fucking rant. It's just kind of like a fuck you rant to everybody.
Yeah.
And all the comics loved it. And I kind of put myself in a weird position for the rest of the night. But, and then I watched the rest of the comics, and then they were all just hacks. Just I don't know, just not funny, but they brought their friends. So
yeah, they brought their friends.
It's
the fake supportive laugh.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Like,
it's
fuck all that.
It's I brought 10 friends because I'm hot and like hacky. Like I hate that. Like I'm finding myself like, okay. Like there's certain comics that I really do want to book because I know they can put asses in seats.
Yeah.
But they're not that funny.
Jake, I played that game. I played the game where at the Oaks Tavern I booked a few influencers.
Yes.
And those influencers didn't bring shit, first of all. And then they were some of the worst sets I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it's like, you've got 120K followers. That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't, because they paid for like the majority of it. And their comedy is terrible.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, it didn't help my show.
Right.
Now, the people I booked, in my previous years of child stars, porn stars, and all that kind of stuff in the past, those actually, surprisingly, those type of comics actually were trying to be funny.
Yeah.
And the comics that were the influencers don't even know what funny is.
Right,
because those people in that corner of the, I guess, the media that we work in, they have stories to tell.
Yeah.
But influencers don't have shit to talk about.
Right.
So
they have their little skits,
as
it's been called. Their little skits.
They're terrible little skits or whatever it is that you see on Instagram every day. And they're not funny. And you're trying to figure out what's funny about it.
Yeah.
And they have guest comics pop in. I'm like, what the what is this?
It's all clout chasing, man.
It is clout chasing.
And you can pay for that big fat blue check mark now.
I'm stupid.
You could buy it.
Is it $15 on Facebook?
I think it's $15 on Facebook. I think because it's $8 on Twitter or something, and I don't know what it is on Instagram. But I think there's like certain qualifications, like how many followers and stuff. Or
for Instagram, I think there's a qualification.
Yeah, but there's like, if you've got like 4,000 followers, but you can buy bot accounts and you can buy fake followers
on
and
Facebook. I've been seeing the blue check mark popping up on people, and I'm like, what do you do?
Are you selling out stadiums?
Yeah,
what are you doing?
What's going on here? Like, you're a cool person, but what's the point of that?
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. It's just clout chasing.
No, it's stupid. So I'm just doing my own thing. I looked into doing the blue check mark on Instagram a while ago, and I'm like, this is stupid.
You don't need it.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
So I got my own people that follow me, follow my shows, whatever the case is. I'm surprised I get people actually message me daily about certain things, like, how can I get on one of your shows, which is always an honor.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't matter who the person is. It's an honor to hear that. I hear that you run such and such. Who do I talk to do a podcast there?
Yeah.
Or I want to bring my band here. I'm getting bands that hit me up. I got hip hop artists hitting me up. I'm just comics now. And the sad thing is that I don't have a lot to offer.
Right.
It's not like I'm paying these bands thousands of dollars for the rock and comedy show.
Right.
We're on a shoestring budget, but we're making the best of the show.
The radioactive chicken heads.
Oh, they're amazing.
I can't believe I keep missing that just because my life gets in the way. But that sounds like a lot of fun.
April 15th. We have the Mormons.
The Mormons?
Yeah, and they're a huge band. From the 90s.
Are they dressed as Mormons?
Mormons with the bike helmets and everything. And I guess they bring bikes on stage.
That's funny.
And they're a punk band. So,
and they're a punk band. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So they're playing. And then we got this band in June, which I've seen them play at Corbin a few times. I guess they're like old high school classmates that were part of like the band, and now they play like Metallica.
That's fun.
With the trumpet and the
That's
saxophone
cool.
and all that kind of shit. So they play punk and metal with school instruments.
School instrument, like what, like this, like the sax or the bassoon
sax,
or
the trombone.
Oh
all that kind
god,
of shit.
that's great.
So, and I saw him play a few times, and I asked Andy, the booker there, like, I want them on my show. Mm-hmm. And they're like, okay, and like they're on the June show.
That's
like,
great.
Fuck yeah,
that's
great.
great.
We locked them in. So it's like it's a total that show, which I want you on. If you want to do it
For June?
Yeah.
June what?
It's the second Saturday of the month.
Second Saturday of the month. I can swing that. I can swing it.
It's gonna be it's gonna be like a total high school show.
So the 10th then.
I think so.
Yeah, because I have every second Sunday of the month at the Good Night, and my June show is the 11th. I'm going to make that one a metal themed.
Well, this one's going to be a high school theme.
High school theme?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So
He's bringing back a bunch of memories that I didn't think I had.
I'm going to have a flyer designed as a yearbook.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's great. That's great.
So, and I'm going to book and they're the headlining act pretty much, so they're going to be performing twice.
That's cool.
So usually I book 2 bands, but they're going to perform 1 half hour and then a half hour later.
That's dope.
So yeah,
that works.
That's maybe a fun one. So you're booked. See, I booked you on the show.
Hey, what do you know?
I booked you on my show through your show.
And I gotta return the favor because I only have Sunday, and I know you got Zoo, and because I've thought about you before in for past shows, but I'm like, oh shit, is the poor man gonna be tearing his hair out because he's got fucking the kids and because you did the Redlands a couple weeks ago.
Show
didn't you?
was I gotta say I did Rick Thorne's show, and that was again like I was telling you about what's going on this weekend with. San Diego, I'm so stretched thin with my life right now, and I was debating if I can do the Redland show. I'm like, I can't afford driving so far, especially going alone.
Right.
And I was going back and forth, and my wife's like, "You should go," and I was like, "You sure?" It's like, "Yeah, you should go." I'm like, "This is what you want to do, right?" And it's like, "You should go." I'm like, never mind the money and all that kind of crap. And so it was like an hour and a half, 2 hour drive. And I was exhausted getting there.
Right.
And Fumagalli was running Liquid Zoo for me. And I told him I'll get back like 10:30, 11. And that the Redland show was a lot of fun. It was more fun than I thought. Rick has given me I've given him many opportunities. He's given me a lot of opportunities. And I think this was because we did the Rainbow together a few times, which was fun. But the Rainbow I feel like it's fallen into this bringer kind of room again.
What, that room upstairs?
Yeah, they're doing bringer. I'm not saying he ever ran a bringer show.
Yeah.
But it's just like the clientele that goes through there. Rick never had full control of getting the tickets to come through, but to pay us and all that kind of stuff. It was getting him frustrated.
Yeah.
And I think they wanted more from him, and he was doing the best he can to get people there. But there was no parking, and if you found parking, you're spending $40.
It's 20 to 40 to park, and then 2-item minimum on top of that.
It's so much money.
You got to get a babysitter if you have kids.
Yes.
It's a fucking
on
gauntlet,
Sunday
dude.
night.
Yeah.
It's just like it was exhausting. Even though it was just like around the corner from the Comedy Store and all that kind of crap, it was just again too much for people to come out. His first show, he packed it out, and then after every show, it just thinned out more and more.
Yeah.
And then the Redland show. It's a bar out there that he's actually good friends with the owner.
That's good.
And so I don't know the full thing, but I'm pretty sure he's been given a really good budget to take care of everybody. And he has, because we get there, we were fed and we were given drinks and all that kind of stuff. So he was making it worthwhile for the trip. And there's people that came out there because it's San Bernardino. And they go out to watch.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
need
LA.
entertainment.
LA is a little worn out from me.
It's a bubble. Well, because with LA, everyone's like, "Oh, where's the hottest place to be?" Everyone's like, "Oh, what about this bar or that bar? Who's there? Or who has the most lit show?" And people are always bouncing around doing spot to spot to spot rather than just do one spot and fucking hang.
Yeah.
And like be a person, you know? Like I get like you want to get your reps in and you want to do, your business and all that, but you need to be able to hang. And that's been like an interesting challenge for me because I do my show and then I immediately like, oh, I should hang because people are going to want to talk to me because I put on like a good show or whatever. And people are like, oh, you do a good show. How can I get on your podcast? And I'm absolutely flattered. I'm absolutely flattered. but it depends who asks me.
You gotta you build your empire.
And there's people like, oh, how do I get on your thing? And I'm like, well, it's 100% on my control, so you just gotta hit me up. And there's people that want to be on and talk about their stuff and their projects and all that. Like I'm editing Carissa Gomez.
Oh, nice.
As of right now.
Yeah.
And just like we've seen each other in passing. And all that, but we haven't really had the chance to actually sit down and talk.
Yeah.
And that's one thing about about comics doing podcasts is that we don't really have a lot of time to hang outside of mics and shows.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We can bullshit and all that, but then there's other people there that you want to bounce off of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's hard for people to actually sit down and just fucking hang out and be a community.
No, when I'm running the Corbin or Zoo, I don't really hang out with
you. You don't have time to talk. You got to bring up the next fucking person.
I only have fucking 7 minutes to talk to somebody. And then I have like a short attention span, so I kind of totally forget about the conversation that I just had with somebody.
Right.
As I go up and then, because everything just keeps changing and evolving with each person, and then the personalities with each comic. It's never the same conversation.
Yeah.
So that's why these podcasts are great, and it actually opens up. Getting to know me, getting to know you.
Yeah, and people can watch this or listen to this and go like, oh, here's Ryan in the buff, Here's you, the person not thinking about 10,000 things.
Yeah.
Bringing up what was it, 40 comics?
40 comics last Thursday.
40.
And we actually had to trim it down to 6 minutes.
Jesus.
Because per set. Because
40.
we were losing time, and we were debating about doing 5 minutes per set. And they're like, no, fuck it, we're just going to do 6.
Yeah, you want everybody to go up. Yeah.
Steamrolling through everybody. And everyone, for the most part, in the very beginning, the first hour, everyone's being a little dick. Because I was lighting everyone at 5.
Yeah.
And they were still getting off at 7. And I'm like, dude, come on, guys.
There's 40 fucking people.
And so we were just running it tighter and tighter. And the second, third, fourth hour, everyone got the light. They did one little thing. They got right off. But everyone's supportive. No one just got up like,
that's good.
Fuck this, and they left kind of thing. Everyone was kind of hanging out.
Why is that something to get mad about? Like
losing time?
About losing time, like, oh, you're being shaved off 2 minutes. What is this, the fucking like? Which
is interesting because there was a girl that was at the mic last Thursday, and I guess she just moved here, and she was asking me, she's like, so you run this and the Liquid Zoo, because she was talking about Liquid Zoo, and I was like, yeah. It's like, so you're the guy that does the 7 and 8 minute mics, right? And
it's gold. It's a treasure.
It's a treasure. And it's like
to do 7. Oh,
and she was like, that's incredible. And I was like, did you hit up other mics out here that are all like 3 minute, 5 minute slotted, slotted ones?
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, a lot of lotteries, a lot of slotted, a lot of 3 minutes, a lot of 3 to 5. Not a lot of 5s anymore. It's mainly 3s.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious to me because for a host has no time to do anything.
Right.
Why would you want to host a 3 minute mic? I don't get that.
Yeah.
Just fucking daisy chain everyone. Connect them all and then just don't host it because you don't have enough time. You literally get them on stage and then you light them before you know it, and then you have to get them off stage.
Yeah.
You add more stress to yourself. And then I don't understand why is every mic like 90 minutes to 2 hours long?
Because that's a movie.
It's so short.
Yeah, it's not that short. 90 minutes?
For a mic?
For a mic? Yeah.
It's really short.
Well, I mean, you run like ridiculously long ones.
4 hour,
like
5 hour
you
mics.
run like the Titanic and like Avengers Endgame shit, dude. You do long ones.
Because I believe you want to get everyone up, and then if you try to get 40 to 50 comics to come through and do 20, you have 20 spots and you have 50 comics fighting for it. That sucks.
Yeah.
That sucks for
you gotta
everybody.
cut time. Like, it's just the way the cookie crumbles.
But why would you do that? So why don't you just run like a 4 hour mic and maybe have a co-host and then make sure you get everyone up? Because not everyone could get there at that time, at that 6 o'clock mark.
Correct, yeah.
People are getting out of work. People are trying to get their kid to eat dinner or whatever the case is. There's people that actually have lives.
Yeah.
And so for me, when I realized that the mics that have the limited amount in the short time period really went to the people that are not doing shit. The comics that don't have a job, the ones that live literally around the corner from the place.
It's the only one they go to.
Yeah, the trust fund baby.
Yeah.
It's the kids that I call them kids, not all of them, but the ones that really have the just have jack shit to do. And they can get there at 6 p.m. and they're the first ones there. They get there at 3 p.m. in line to sign up. And then they do their 3-minute thing, and then they go off to do another mic. But like, I don't have the time to do that. And so I kind of represent the people that are kind of like getting over their day job or getting their kids in bed. Because a lot of the comics that come through Corbin and even Liquid Zoo are trying to, have dinner with their families. And again, with their kids or their job or whatever's going on with their daily lives. And so I try to make it realistic. And then, the time thing, it also kind of narrows it down is that a lot of comics don't want to do 7-8 minutes. Hilariously, because they don't have the time. Right. They don't know what to do.
I mean, five is fair.
5's fair.
For mine, you might hate this. For mine, because I've changed it to the open mic post show. I used to do a bucket mic.
Yeah.
And that didn't seem fair for people that would sign up for the bucket mic first, and then it's random. I pick a name out of there, and the person who showed up early ends up going last. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't seem fair. Let's change it up to just a regular sign up, first come, first serve. 4 minutes, because I'm trying to because karaoke's coming up, and I got to squeeze people in.
Because you have a time constraint,
and
you have a show at the same time.
It's
4 minutes is fair.
Yeah, 4 minutes. Unless I had a lot of people, because I always think there was only 5 comics that signed up for the post show.
Okay.
One left because he had to be somewhere, and I'm like, okay, you guys are gonna get 4 minutes. One of you is gonna get picked for the thing, and I was running a scenario in my head before that where I'm like, okay, what if a lot of people show up? What do I do? Do I cut it down to 3? And make it seem like it's a fucking jerk off fest or whatever?
Well, if it's you cut down to 3, you cut down to 3.
Cut down to 3, or anybody who didn't go up and you will get priority for the next thing.
The thing is, when I ran the zoo, this is pre-COVID. This is an era where I used to get 50 comics.
Oh God, that's so much.
And I would do 7-8 minute sets still, and then I hit that 1 a.m. hour where I still have 20 comics left.
God.
And I would just trim it down. I think there was one night where I had 10 comics and 20 minutes left or something like that. And everyone was doing 2 minutes each. And they're, again, just daisy chaining on it. It was, this is way back in the day. And it blew my mind. It was just how many comics went through there that I brought up. And at the end, comics will do anything for any time.
Right. And so a 6 a.m. mic wouldn't actually be a bad idea then.
Because people would have time to do it.
People have time to do it.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, what Franklin Yee will say, comics are whores.
Yeah.
And we'll do anything for stage time. And it doesn't matter what time it is, where it's at. Because it doesn't matter if it's a 2-minute mic that goes from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m., they'll still pack out. They'll still pack out with 80 comics signing up. And to do those 2 minutes, and they're so happy they did it. And then for Corbin Bowl, I think the Corbin Bowl mic, it just gets packed out because I think it's the venue itself. I feel like people kind of like. There's just a lot going on.
Yeah, it's an arcade, it's a bowling alley, it's a bar, it's a lot of things, and
it's very supportive too.
Yeah, you got that whole back room too.
The Liquid Zoo mic is it's a legendary mic, but it's a different mic. It's a more shadier neighborhood. It kind of scares people off. I've seen a lot of comics go there, hang out for a half hour, and they just get kind of I should get back to my car and go. You know what I mean? It's just they like the vibe, they like the feel, they like that there's people there, but they don't feel safe where the car's at, all that kind of shit.
Do a mic at a truck stop.
Well, to me, it's do the mic at the Comedy Store or the Improv. Because those two neighborhoods are shit right now.
Right, shitty neighborhoods. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, you've got clubs that are run by sexual predators.
Yes.
You've got people that are straight up criminal.
Yeah.
And all that, and people will still go to those mics.
Those mics.
Yeah.
So it's just to me, it's just pick your poison. So at the same time, I have no hard feelings if anyone says anything bad about my rooms. I'm whatever.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 7-8 minutes of stage time. I'm literally giving you 15 minutes of stage time a week.
You gave me 15 once because, what was it? I was stalling for someone else that was going to show up.
I remember that.
Yeah. Somebody said that they were going to come through and they were running late. And you were going to... And I was like, hell yeah, light me at 6. And I wasn't seeing the light. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to fucking go.
You just kept stretching
I'm just going to roll then.
It was awesome.
I'll just riff.
And the last time you were at the zoo, I felt like you contacted our friend Jonathan.
I think I did, yeah, because I talked to Stephanie Santana about that when she was here.
Yeah.
I mean, are you a spiritual person? Somewhat?
I became very spiritual after I was sick.
Yeah,
So,
well, because you basically got like a second chance at life.
I
So
feel like I have a weird connection.
when that, like, dude, I'm literally getting goosebumps talking to you about this because I was the only person that night that even like shouted out Jonathan David.
Yeah.
And like I touched the plaque, and I was like, hey, what's up, dude? You know, like just to like, hey, man, this is your spot too. And the fucking the wiring was all weird. Yeah. And that maybe that was him trying to talk to us, or maybe that was him trying to reach us.
I want you to know that mic. It's a brand new cord, and it's a brand new mic, cord, and it was never had any issues all throughout the entire night. And you were literally the last comic.
Yeah, and it was when I spoke it.
You spoke it.
I spoke it. Yeah. I didn't put it down. I didn't fuck with it. I didn't hump the stool or anything like that.
Anything weird with it. And then when you got off stage, and I brought up Jonathan's name again, and then there's just
it started doing that. Yeah,
and then it was really weird. Is that when I brought the mic to the stool, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it right now. As I do you remember that? I was bringing the mic towards the stool and made that noise. It was almost like he was sitting at the stool. He was
sitting at the
and he was talking like into the mic.
That's so weird.
That's what it felt like. Yeah, and I just felt this weird. I'm getting goosebumps.
You felt a little presence.
I felt presence, and I felt this weird energy. Which, going back to Corbin, which I brought this up plenty of times, I brought it to Adam, and Adam's he's seen it now at Corbin. I'm at Corbin not every Tuesday, but a lot of the Tuesdays, and I'm there every Thursday, and I'm there once a week on a Saturday, or once a month on a Saturday. I pay attention to little things, and on Thursday nights, the lights that hang right above the bar, they dim.
They dim?
They dim, and they go back up. But they only do it like once or twice on a Thursday.
Okay.
I never see it happen on Tuesday. Never see it happen on Saturday. And it just dims, and you just feel like this kind of like this energy. And also the mic does act kind of funky over there at times, especially with certain comics on stage. Yeah. And I would go to Andy that does the booking and also the audio there. He says there's nothing wrong with anything. He's the one that makes sure everything's tweaked the same way. Yeah. It's not like me as an unprofessional just kind of plugs shit in. So everything works perfectly until there's a certain comic that gets up there, and then you kind of hear some weird sounds or some vibrations. Yeah. And then of course the dimming of the lights.
There's some kind of juju, some kind of energy.
His energy is very much there. Yeah. His energy is also at Liquid Zoo. I can't speak for Universal Bar and Grill because I'm not really there anymore. Right. But because I put his plaque there as well.
His plaque is there.
His plaque is in 3 rooms. But his energy's there, and I gotta say, I still feel him. I feel him right now. He's probably fucking sitting right here.
Yeah, she's chilling with us, and I don't know him as well as you do. As well as you did, and it's just so crazy how because you invested so much, you put your heart and soul into this thing. Yeah. Christina Marie Leonard was telling me, he's like, oh, you're putting your soul, you're putting so much into this show. Like, I got the big old flag of my logo and all that. Like it's mine, you know. I'm putting my all into it. And when someone puts their all into something, that part of them is attached. Yes. And it doesn't go away. It's just there forever. Like, the Comedy Store has a haunted sort of history. Like, it was like an Italian restaurant before.
It was a store.
Yeah, it was like a nightclub or something, and there was like mob shit going on in there. People get murdered in there.
I got a story about the Comedy Store when I was I did Go Versus Fish podcasts in the basement when I was sick.
In the basement?
I was in the basement. I was sick
of the store?
Of the store, yeah.
The store has a basement?
Yeah.
Where is the basement?
Around the hallway. In the entrance, right there. You walk right by it, you don't even notice.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's right next to the stairway to the OR room.
Gotcha.
And I did a podcast in there, and I felt fine during the podcast. I was sick. I was very sick. I was very bald. And as I left the podcast, I remember I went upstairs, and I just felt this weird, dark energy kind of following me. Felt it. Didn't see it. Felt it. And I walked around, walked to the front. I remember I saw Frank Castillo and Jim Murphy. I was chatting them for a bit. I haven't seen them in a while. And I just I gotta go. I gotta get out of here. I just felt like I just...
Like an evil presence?
Yeah, I gotta go. And then I took a Uber back home, and I just started break down crying. in the Uber.
Oh, wow.
And it was like this negative energy that was
Oh,
following me.
wow.
And then I felt that energy get, like, it was weakening the farther I was getting away from the building.
Interesting. Yeah, dude. That's, I mean, because people don't really go away.
No.
You know, they really don't.
No.
They're still, like, they're in your memories and they're in your heart and mind and all that. And they just, there's like it's an energy that takes longer to dissipate because this is a vessel.
Yeah.
The body is a vessel. We're just here on this plane of existence, and then we literally fucking go somewhere else.
Yeah.
We don't know.
We know what's beyond any of this. And that's, again, it's horrifying to me because with Jonathan, you know, he's my best friend.
Yeah.
I'm like, where the fuck did you go, dude? And that's how I feel. I feel the same with my grandmother, how she passed. And I'm like, where are you people going?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard, but like Jonathan's roommate.
Right. I saw you post about that, about his roommate. He passed away.
Yeah. And he's the one that found Jonathan. So, and him and I kept in contact with each other, and we were going back and forth. Actually, we're planning to make a documentary about him.
Oh.
Like a little, like kind of because Jonathan touched a lot of people.
Yeah.
In a very unique way, and he's changed a lot of lives, and he's brought a lot of people together, and that never happened. And but like he passed away. Just suddenly. And so what kind of hurts me is that when a lot of our peers pass away, I have some people I know. It's like, oh, was it from drugs? You know? It's like, no.
Is it drugs? Is it suicide?
It's like no. It's no one. It's not always that. It's not someone doing something stupid. Every life is so unpredictable that you have no idea what's going to happen next.
Right.
And it's not always about a mistake from yourself of why you're gone. And sometimes it's just your body giving up. So, and you know what? Again, we're just machines. That's all we are. With our soul, our energy that's inside, that's running it. And again, when this machine is done,
when it quits,
the energy is gone. But I believe that I don't know if the energy goes somewhere. Because I'll say this is that my daughter, I don't think she is somebody else because
your youngest?
Yeah. My baby daughter, like she's 2, and she see things, and I don't know. Just you look at her like you know something.
Yeah, little kids pick up on that kind of shit. Like little kids pick up on that type of energy like really early on.
Yeah,
like my mom told me this story a long time ago. Like there was like some kind of like psychic connection that our parents have with their children. My mom got hurt at work one time, and I was at the babysitter's, and for some fucking reason, I'm like 4 or 5 years old, I had this massive earache / headache that came out of nowhere, and it was more or less in response to my mom getting hurt at her job, which was miles away.
Wow.
Miles away. My babysitter's calling her, and she's at the hospital. And we're like, oh, I'm at the hospital, I'm hurt. And it's like, well, your kid is freaking the fuck out right now. And she's like, why? And he goes, I don't fucking know. Like, he's just in pain for no reason. And my mom tells me, she's like, you felt my pain on that day. Like, you felt it. Nothing. She, like, busted her chin. My whole fucking head just hurt. And there was, like, ringing in my ears, I remember. And I was just in so much pain, and I couldn't explain it. I could not fucking explain it.
You know what's crazy is 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago. When Jim passed away, Jonathan's roommate.
Yeah.
I was working. I was on Monday morning, and I felt totally fine. I was very, very tired from Liquid Zoo, but I had to work at 7 in the morning, so I was exhausted, but I wasn't hungover. I was worn out, and I felt fine until like noon. And then I just started feeling really sick. And then Julia called me, my wife, and she was feeling like really sick. Her and I both felt like shit at the same time. It's kind of weird. And I was like, that's weird. And for me, I was thinking like, I'm just, again, just tired. And maybe I had 1, maybe 2 more Michelobs that I should have had.
Right.
And I got off of work at like around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I got a shifty after work, had a beer. And I just wasn't feeling it. I was like, I don't want this. And I took the metro home, and I just felt like throwing up, like all the way back to the valley. And then my wife picked me up, and she was like, I feel like shit right now. And I was like, I feel like shit. And so we both went home like 3 o'clock, and we closed our eyes. We both took a long ass nap. I woke up around like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock that night, and Chris Fumagalli, which helps me around Zoo when he does, works at Jim. He used to work with Jim and Jonathan. Jim is his boss.
Okay.
And he messaged me saying Jim passed away.
Wow.
Passed away around noon.
And that was when you started feeling like shit. Wow.
So, and then Julio was feeling like shit too.
Uh-huh.
Her and I are, again, really close with Jonathan.
Yeah.
And we're like, is this Jonathan's feeling sad
Mm-hmm.
that Jim has left? Because the two of them were inseparable. As much as I was inseparable with Jonathan, if I wasn't hanging out with Jonathan, Jonathan was hanging out with Jim.
Yeah.
So it was like, was Jonathan's energy I believe is very strong. Isn't that strong where her and I felt it?
Yeah.
And we're just feeling sick to our stomachs because he is saddened of his friend's passing.
Yeah.
And because I woke up feeling better. Mm-hmm. And again, I wasn't hungover. Mm-hmm. So I was thinking maybe I was, but why would her and I have the same symptoms?
Right. That's just one of those things that you can't explain, and we try to rationalize it, so we put like religion behind it to try to understand it, you know.
It's energy. I believe it's energy. And so I believe that her and I felt Jonathan's energy, which I feel like his energy is at Liquid Zoo and mainly at Corbin Bowl. And I, again, feel it to this in here. I don't know if he's physically here, but what I'm saying is that his energy is strong.
Well, you're chilling by my altar where I do my little affirmations and my prayers and stuff. Yes, you can touch him. There's a little Buddha there. There's money. There's a comedy store stuff. Cool rocks that I find. Yeah. My friend's dad's funeral card is there. Mm-hmm. Just it's more of a spiritual thing. It's just Buddhism was like just kind of the one I picked.
Yeah.
Because that just seems the most neutral out of all the major religions. Like, because everybody else is like trying to convert each other and shit. You know?
I mean, like we started off with talking about Easter and everything like that.
Yeah.
Is that I was kind of forced into Catholicism and Christianity, all that kind of crap as a kid. My dad was raised into it. My mom was a Lutheran, and then she jumped into becoming a Catholic. And I was baptized when I was like in 4th grade, and my sister was baptized when she was like 1 or 2. And then my brother, he's older than me, never was baptized. So like that's like kind of where we're at.
Yeah.
and so we're kind of thrown into it, my sister and I. And like I was telling you in the beginning, like I challenged my teacher, and because I don't understand like how you get shoveled.
It's like, why is this okay, but this isn't? Exactly. Like, oh, we have to ban drag shows because they're like sexual or
live our lives.
Yeah, why can't what about the no judgment part? What happened to that part?
Yeah.
Like, why are we just hating on people that believe in different shit, you know? There's, like, a lot of, like, contradictions behind it that I'm never going to understand. But, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's just, just be a good person.
Yeah.
Simple. It's simple. No thoughts. No, there's nothing behind it. You know, there's no ulterior motive. Just be good. And then good will come back. And if you're bad, then bad will come back. It's fucking karma, dude.
Yeah.
But this was fucking great, dude. Ryan, where can we find you?
Oh, shit. Ryan Talmo at... Sorry, I almost get my email address. Look up at Ryan Talmo on Instagram.
On the Instagram, yeah.
And I think my Facebook's all maxed out. So, but yeah, follow me on Instagram. It would be a lot of fun. If you're a comic, you want to book me.
Book this man.
It'd be great. But come to my mics every Thursday at the Corbin Bowl. And then every Sunday at Liquid Zoo. Corbin Bowl is located in Tarzana, California. Liquid Zoo is Van Nuys, California. Also, I run the Aztec Brewing comedy show down in Vista, California, in San Diego, every 3rd Saturday, and then the Rockin' Comedy at Corbin Bowl every 2nd Saturday, and then starting back in July, I'll be doing every 5th Monday at the Oaks Tavern in Oaks, California.
He's back at the Oaks.
Because they forgot about me in May.
Fuck it. Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. All right, whatever.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever.
We'll move on.
It's all good. All right, okay, thanks. Bye, everybody.
Night.